Right now, bitterly cold temperatures continue. We have live team coverage to keep you safe in these wintry conditions.
Also, a fire at a Beloit tire company forced residents out of their homes last week. What the property owner is saying today about a former lawsuit.
And we're following former President Trump's big win last night in the Iowa caucuses. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. The bitterly cold temperatures are here for the week. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
It's so cold that Lake Mendota has officially frozen over.
Tonight, live team coverage, the latest information for southern Wisconsin.
The News 3 Now team is tracking the winter weather, and we're also waiting to see when it will warm up.
First look now at your forecast and how cold we'll get tonight. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary.
Boy, it's going to be another cold night. Maybe not quite as cold as last night, but still cold enough that we will certainly feel it. We have first warn weather alert days in the forecast continuing through Sunday morning. Right now, it looks like nighttime low temperatures over the next few days will be in the single digits below zero. High temperatures will be within a couple of degrees of 10 degrees, but wind chills at night could be as cold as 25 below zero. Wind chills during the day could be as cold as 10 below zero. Wind chill advisories are in effect for pretty much all of southern and eastern Wisconsin through 9 a.m. tomorrow. Visible cloud track shows plenty of snow on the ground, not much in the way of cloud cover, and that means those temperatures will drop off pretty quickly. Last night, Madison dropped to 9 below zero, but temperatures were in the teens below zero to the west of Dane County. Current temperatures, boy, they're not much of a bargain, mainly single digits above and below zero. Madison right now at 2 degrees in Middleton, 2 degrees in Edgerton, and down to 1 degree in Sauk City, but you factor in the winds, this is what it feels like. Feels like 9 below zero in Madison. Feels like temperatures are as cold as 20 below zero in Platteville. And for this evening, look for temperatures to stay nearly steady between about 0 and 2 degrees below zero, but wind chills will drop to between 10 and 20 degrees below zero. Later on, I'll take a look at when this cold might end and what will happen once it does so.
All right, Gary, thank you. Well, this cold weather we've been experiencing, as you know, can really take a toll on your vehicle, resulting in expensive repair bills. Our Kyle Pazorski is here with some tips to make sure that your car continues to run smoothly. Kyle?
Well, you might have experienced this week your car being a bit harder to start. This can be caused by the battery being cold from sitting outside in these temperatures. The result of being out in the cold is far less cranking power than in normal conditions. Cold oil also plays a factor in making it harder to start, putting a lot of pressure on your battery to crank over. Some of the best pieces of advice from automotive experts is to give yourself extra time before driving and to monitor your battery's health and using winter tires.
If you can get a great set of winter tires in conditions like this, it makes a huge difference.
Make sure your battery's good. Have your battery tested in the fall and make sure you're going to be good for the winter.
If you do find your car's battery has died, that is something you should take care of immediately. Leaving it to sit could cause it to freeze, making the situation much worse. Smart Motors in Madison tells us they are actually seeing an uptick in vehicles coming in with dead batteries. They say regular maintenance and taking care of issues right away will all help in making sure you don't go without any transportation.
All good advice. Kyle, thank you. While your pets have that nice furry coat, doesn't mean they aren't affected by the cold. You've probably already noticed that. The American Veterinary Medical Association says most pets are susceptible to frostbite and hypothermia and need to be kept warmer when outside these frigid temps. For dogs, they say shorten the walks, check their paws for cold weather injuries, and put a sweater or coat on them.
Keep it brief, just to go out to go potty, come back inside. You're looking at their paw pads too. It's really easy for ice and snow to get compacted into their paws. If you have salt down, you want to make sure that you're using pet-safe salt. And like I said, just keep it quick.
Humane Society recommends calling animal control if you find an animal that's out in the cold. Even farm animals at a stock show out in Denver needed some extra help staying warm. Heaters were brought in for the pigs, and one owner used a special blower, there you see it, to keep their cow dry. It has taken a while, but the time has finally come. The Clean Lakes Alliance announcing today all Madison area lakes are now frozen.
Our Jalen Banks caught up with the Alliance today on what you should do before you go out on the lake. Jalen?
With the extreme cold temps we've seen as of late, it helped the lakes finally freeze over. Wisconsin State Climatology declared Lake Mendota froze on January 15th, making it the third latest freeze date in the 170 years of its tracking. The Clean Lake Alliance says you still want to wait about a week after the official freeze to ensure safer conditions when out on the ice.
What we want to see to build good ice is cool temperatures at this point, and then maybe very minimal snow. And so the idea is the ice is going to build from the bottom. That's how you build the best, strongest ice. And so if we put snow on top, it's like putting a blanket on yourself. It's just going to keep it warm, and you're not going to build it as deep.
For safe walking conditions out on the ice, make sure the ice is at least 3 to 4 inches thick. And the Alliance's Frozen Assets 5K is now set for February 3rd.
Jalen, thank you. Wisconsin, of course, not alone. Bitterly cold temperatures have really pummeled most of the United States. The weather now being blamed for at least 12 deaths from Oregon all the way to Tennessee.
The worst of it is in the middle of the country, where wind chills in many areas dipped below 30 below this morning. Elaine Quijano reports from New York.
An Arctic blast pummeled much of the U.S. Monday, carrying strong winds, bitter cold, and snow.
The challenging part is finding a spot for me to put all this.
Heavy lake effect snow buried cars in western New York and blanketed Highmark Stadium with so much snow, an army of Buffalo Bills fans helped clear the stands in time for Monday's wild card game, postponed from Sunday. Still, fans were forced to trudge through knee-deep snow to get to their seats and continued to shovel out just before game time. The extreme winter weather downed trees in Oregon and led to power outages for more than 120,000 at one point.
These are power lines that are wrapped around trees and branches that need to be disentangled.
On the roads, a wintry mix of snow and sleet caused havoc in the south. Multiple crashes were reported on Interstate 20 in East Texas, including this 18-wheeler. In the skies, airlines across the country have canceled more than 2,500 flights and delayed nearly 7,000 more Monday. And in Illinois, dangerously low temperatures, as cold as minus 20 degrees, froze the Mississippi River. The extreme cold has prompted schools in Dallas, Denver, and Houston to close. And this winter weather ends a nearly 700-day snow drought in parts of the Northeast. Elaine Quijano, CBS News, New York.
And air travel across country still being affected by the winter weather. More than 1,200 flights were canceled today, according to FlightAware. Another 1,300 were delayed. In addition to weather, United and Alaska Airlines have had to cancel flights because of the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX 9 from Friday through today. Nearly 8,600 flights were canceled.
And as always, for all of your local weather information on the go, be sure to download our free First Warn Weather and Traffic app. It's available right now in your app store.
The city of Beloit is still picking up the pieces after a fire caused residents to evacuate from their homes on Friday.
Our Maddie Heim spoke with the property owner, who said his nightmares have come true.
A tire disposal company that previously operated here at 1515 Yates Avenue packed an estimated 100,000 tires into the site. The state of Wisconsin sued the property and business owner back in 2015 for potential environmental harm, and now the property owner faces that reality. Dan Langone has owned the property since 1998. He says multiple businesses have come and gone, but when Star Used Tire Disposal left the property, the late owner left him with a cleanup job he wasn't prepared for.
I just want people to know that it was not because of my laxness or my don't care attitude. This has been an ongoing problem for the last 5-7 years. That I've been trying desperately to get rid of this stuff.
In 2015, however, when the Department of Justice sued Langone and the tire disposal owner for posing a potential fire risk, Langone told News 3 Now the tires were, quote, impervious to fire and, quote, environmentally neutral. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. In Beloit, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
And coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6, we'll learn more about the health effects facing the community as a result of the fire.
Wisconsin Assembly Speaker Robin Vos calling new legislative maps put forth last week a, quote, political gerrymander by Democrats. The state Supreme Court said current maps were unconstitutional because not all districts were comprised of contiguous areas. Speaker Vos says Republicans have approached Democrats about passing new maps, but hasn't gotten much response from across the aisle.
We are ready, willing, and able to try to engage in that process. But when the court has already predetermined the outcome, and we know that $10 million was spent by the Democrats to get their preferred candidate over the finish line, she's now delivering on the promises that she made. So the idea to access justice seems like it's pretty challenging, and I think Democrats already know that too.
And the court said the legislature can adopt new maps, which would have to then be signed by the governor. But that, if he doesn't, the court then would have to adopt maps that would be in effect for the November election. Well, the first votes of the 2024 presidential race are now in the books. Former President Trump won resoundingly in the Iowa caucuses.
Now all eyes turn to New Hampshire and beyond. Skylar Henry is in Washington with more details.
Former President Donald Trump will be campaigning in New Hampshire Tuesday evening, fresh off of a resounding win in Iowa. For Trump, the Republican nomination appears to be within reach after only 100,000 Iowans have voted so far.
I want to make that a very big part of our message. We're going to come together. It's going to happen soon, too. It's going to happen soon.
Ron DeSantis, who finished second in Iowa, and Nikki Haley, who came in third, did not deliver the surprise showing they were hoping for.
I think Iowa represents a missed opportunity for those who wanted to stop Donald Trump from winning the nomination, especially Nikki Haley.
Dante Scala, a political science professor at the University of New Hampshire, says Haley in particular needs a strong showing next week in the Granite State.
Haley has to convince them that she's the pragmatic choice. The way to do that is she needs some polling that shows that she's still within striking distance of Donald Trump, let's say by the end of the week.
DeSantis actually made South Carolina his first stop after Iowa, where he took shots at Haley in her home state.
Look, she was governor here for 6 years. Can you name major achievements under her tenure?
Scala says as important as New Hampshire is, South Carolina may be an even bigger stage for the GOP race.
Do you see them sticking around after South Carolina, or do you think they'll pull out?
One way or another, South Carolina is the end of the line for Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, or quite possibly both.
Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy both suspended their campaigns following the Iowa caucuses. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Today, Nikki Haley announced she would not be participating in Thursday's New Hampshire debate unless former President Trump also took the debate stage, something he has yet to do in the primary season.
And after dominating the Iowa caucuses last night, Trump was back inside a courtroom today. Jury selection and opening arguments began in a second civil trial concerning comments Trump made about writer E. Jean Carroll. The jury determining how much he'll pay in damages for defaming the columnist in 2019 when he made statements denying her rape allegations. Last May, a jury found Trump sexually abused Carroll in the 1990s, then defamed her in 2022. She was awarded $5 million in damages. This time around, the jury is only considering damages. Carroll seeking more than $10 million. After the break, we'll get a look at your bitterly cold first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
And the 75th Annual Emmy Awards took place last night, honoring the best in television. Stick around, we'll tell you who won after a tumultuous year in Hollywood.
And a check of the market's red numbers of the first trading day of the week after the holiday. The Dow falls 232 points, and NASDAQ loses 28. S&P 500 down 18. We'll be right back.
Sometimes the do-it-yourself route isn't the best option. Call Monona Plumbing instead and get your plumbing problem fixed right.
A name you can trust when service is a must.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
A concert experience you won't want to miss. It's the Commodores. Performing live Saturday, February 17th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. 70 million albums sold, 7 #1 hits. The Grammy Award-winning Commodores. February 17th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Can your roof handle our Wisconsin winters? If you're tired of repairing leaks and replacing shingles after each storm, call us, the metal experts at Sweeto Metal Roofing.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Get
Get ready, Madison. Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week is here. Over 40 restaurants will showcase 3-course meals from $30 with 15 restaurants serving lunch. Plus, enjoy the perfect pairings with wine and more from E&J Gallo. Check our online guide on MadisonMagazine.com to see which places offer takeout and dine-in. Save the dates, January 22nd through the 26th. Madison Magazine's Winter Restaurant Week, where good times and great meals come together. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, and supporting sponsor, Roth Cheese.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Sometimes the do-it-yourself route isn't the best option. Call Monona Plumbing instead and get your plumbing problem fixed right.
A name you can trust when service is a must.
Bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills will continue through Sunday morning, and alert days are in the forecast. At 6, I'll let you know how cold it'll get and feel.
Then there were warning signs before the massive fire in Beloit. We dive into the lawsuit from nearly a decade earlier tonight at 6.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's a live look over southern Wisconsin, where evening commuters are still navigating those snow-packed and slippery roads.
Really nasty.
Really bad.
It's tough. And to keep yourself safe in these conditions, AAA reminding drivers, make sure your tires are properly inflated, keep your tank at least half full with these really chilly temperatures, and clean all the snow off your car so you get the maximum visibility out your windows. All right, after a year of historic Hollywood turbulence, the 75th Primetime Emmys arrived 4 months past their due date last night. The award show honoring the best in television. It was held at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, hosted by Blackish star Anthony Anderson. Succession dominated the drama category, while The Bear claimed comedy, both winning 6 Emmys. Ayo Adebri won an Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series and spent her time on stage thanking her parents.
Probably not like a dream to emigrate to this country and have your child be like, I want to do improv, but you're real ones. Thank you so much for this. It means the world. Thank you.
The event was initially set to take place back in September, but of course postponed due to the dual Writers and Actors Guild strikes.
Well, let's get a check on the forecast now. Gary Canalti is here. It's going to be another cold night tonight, Gary.
I think so. I wish we could just, have the cold weather go on strike and go away for a few days. But unfortunately, it's going to stick around for a few days before we start to see some improvement. Last night, some of the coldest wind chills over south central Wisconsin. Monroe down to 33 below zero wind chill. Juneau and Dodge County also 33 below. Mineral Point 31 below. Janesville 30 below. Middleton 29 below. And at the Dane County Regional Airport in Madison 25 below zero. Over southwestern Wisconsin, Steuben and Crawford County hit 33 below zero. Platteville and Lancaster 31 below. Prairie du Chien 26 below. Mauston and Fenimore also at 26 degrees below zero. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Bitterly cold weather continues through Sunday morning. That hasn't changed. Chance of flurries Thursday night. That hasn't changed. Otherwise, it's dry through Monday of next week. And the other thing that hasn't changed, which is good news, mild weather with above normal temperatures returning by Monday of next week and lasting pretty much through all of next week. But before then, the bitterly cold weather continues. Morning low temperatures from 1 to 9 degrees below zero. Daytime high temperatures from 8 above to 12 above zero all the way through Sunday morning. That means wind chills early in the morning could be as cold as 25 below zero. During the day, they could be as cold as 10 below zero. So those first warned weather alert days in the forecast through Sunday morning. Low temperatures this morning, single digits to teens below zero across the entire state of Wisconsin, pretty much the entire Midwest, because of that widespread snow cover that we have in the ground now, keeping temperatures about the same. Wind chill advisories in effect all the way through 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning for pretty much all of Wisconsin. Future track wind chills beginning at midnight tonight. Notice around 20 below zero in Madison. Overnight, they're staying very close to 20 below zero, even though temperatures will probably be about 5 degrees warmer, if you can call it that, compared to last night. even during tomorrow afternoon, we're still looking at wind chills a little bit below zero, and that continues through tomorrow night and into early Thursday morning when wind chills are down to about 10 to 15 degrees below zero. Future track shows the cold air just pouring in from Canada. Basically, it originates near the Arctic Circle and just comes roaring right in. That has brought cold air all the way down to Florida. There's rain here, but there are actually wind chill advisories and warnings for parts of Florida. For wind chills down to 25 above zero. For them, that's the criteria for the wind chill advisories and warnings. Around here, it's just bitterly cold. It's going to stay that way until we can flatten out that jet stream pattern. But right now, our winds are pretty brisk. Even though they're from the west-southwest and temperatures won't be quite as cold tonight, we're still looking at those sub-zero wind chills because of those strong winds. Right now, temperatures are right around zero through most of the state. You can see wind chill advisories in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Planning your night, temperatures start out 2 below zero at 9 p.m., about the same as we head toward midnight. Overnight, around 3 to 4 below zero, so not quite as cold as last night. We were down to 9 below zero, still looking for a low of 4 below zero. Future track wind chills around 20 below zero, pretty much through the night. A few places around 25 below zero, but that's still bitterly cold and could cause frostbite in a few minutes at those levels. Even during the day tomorrow, those wind chills staying below zero across all of southern Wisconsin. Planning your night, 4 below zero in Mount Vernon, 4 below zero in DeForest, and 5 below zero in Marshall across Dane County. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 5 below zero for the low in Platteville, 1 below in Baraboo, and 4 below zero in Watertown. Tomorrow, high of 11. That'll feel balmy compared to today, but even though it won't be as bitterly cold, we're still looking at wind chills below zero during the day. First warned 7 to 10 day forecast. The bitter cold continues through Sunday morning. Then the temperatures go from 6 below zero Sunday morning to 33 by Monday afternoon, and temperatures above freezing for the most part for much of next week, with mainly rain or a mix of rain and snow in the forecast. As we take a look at first warned traffic right now, again, the main roads are usually in pretty good shape. We've got some slowdowns on the eastbound Beltline around Monona Drive. Other than that, Beltline, pretty good shape. Right now, about a 25-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to I-3990. Pretty much a normal 18 minutes back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990. US 12, middle into Sauk City, it'll take you 17 minutes. And downtown to Sun Prairie, a little elevated time there, 25 minutes. Today, that's your news for now. First warned traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Costco shoppers, beware. The retail giant is cracking down on its membership program. How getting into your favorite warehouse store might be a little harder. That's coming up next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
Don't want your New Year's resolutions to fade fast? Keep your resolutions longer with Willie Street Co-op. Reduce your carbon footprint. Expand your culinary horizons. Improve your skills with new kitchen tools and cooking classes. Nourish your body with clean, fresh foods. Explore products from an array of BIPOC and LGBTQ+ vendors. Willie Street Co-op. Everyone is welcome.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an award-winning Equinox. Lend a hand in a Silverado with up to 14 available camera views. or mix it up in the tracks with an 11-inch diagonal display screen. Find the Chevy that's right for you. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado models. Or get $6,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Save big money now at Menards. Keep your devices powered with Energizer Max batteries. They deliver consistent performance and have lasting power. A 16-pack of AA or AAA batteries are $9.99. You need reliable appliances to help you conquer the day. And Menards offers a wide variety for every part of your home. Criterion appliances are ready when you are. Get this Criterion front-load laundry pair for $998 after sale price and mail-in rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Costco is cracking down on membership sharing. The company testing a new system where shoppers scan their membership cards to enter the store. This replaces shoppers showing their cards to employees when they walk in. Costco also started asking for membership cards and photo IDs at self-checkout stations. In 2022, Costco had about 66 million members and 119 million cardholders, making it one of the largest membership clubs in the world.
An alarming wave of climate misinformation is spreading on YouTube. That's according to a new report published today by the Center for Countering Digital Hate. Researchers looked at more than 12,000 videos promoting climate denial and misinformation. Instead of outright rejecting climate change as a hoax, the content undermines climate science and casts doubt about climate solutions.
Americans are spending less and are expected to pull back a little more, but they are keeping an eye still on paying down debt, but at the same time having a little fun. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the median increase in monthly household spending slowed to 5.01% in December. That's down from 5.5% in August and 7.1% in December of 2022.
A final check of your forecast when we come back.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Find inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo, sponsored by James Hardy. Meet local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for details.
Today, we're introducing you to the fast and easy way to look years younger and more attractive thanks to Power Swabs, the 5-minute teeth whitening breakthrough. Now, perhaps you've used whitening strips, but they can slip and slide, don't allow you to scrub the yellow stains deeper in crevices, and they can miss the yellow stains near the gum line. Power Swabs give you a real advantage. They clean the surface of your teeth, but also give you the power to swab and scrub away yellow stains in crevices and near the gum line for true whitening.
When I use Power Swabs, I can really target the most troublesome areas, which are in between my teeth.
I think because of the swab design, it's a lot easier to target places that I'm maybe a little less confident about. For example, when I used the strips in the past, the strips will stick to just the outside of your teeth. With the swabs, you can really get to in between each tooth.
Because it's in the shape of a swab, it was very easy to get in between my teeth, the crevices, on top of my mouth, on the bottom. It was super, super easy.
And my favorite part? You don't need to worry as much about the sudden painful zings like with some treatments. Power Swabs actually lift stains like coffee, tea, or wine off the teeth using a 2-step mild process for true whitening. Each application only takes 5 minutes. You do that for a week, and we guarantee your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
After I used Power Swabs for the first time and I looked in the mirror, I noticed my teeth were definitely whiter.
The most surprising thing about using Power Swabs was that my teeth are getting whiter, and that was like mind-blowing.
Power Swabs are the fast and easy way for you to look more attractive, younger, and healthier, all while boosting your confidence.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now for a special offer to receive 50% off. Now get ready to look years younger with Power Swabs.
This is Matt Gunderson. It still hits me every time TAPS is played. We're honored to serve those who served. An eligible Veterans Life Celebration includes honors recognizing their dedication and selfless service, including uniform and medal displays.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Mercedes and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings, going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, a tale of two mayors and brothers meet the siblings who govern neighboring towns using strong family ties to give back to their communities. Those headlines and more on the CBS Evening News.
Coming up at 6, the city of Middleton has invested in using AI to report the news. See this anchor? That's not a real person. It's AI. We'll tell you what you need to know about it in the next half hour.
All right, as much of the nation shivers in these extremely cold temps, the D.C. area got several inches of snow. They don't know what cold is. People took full advantage of the temperatures in the nation's capital day. A massive snowball fight between the National Gallery and the Air and Space Museum.
It was planned by the Washington, D.C. Snowball Fight Association. That's a real organization.
Also known as Congress.
This particular showdown was dubbed the Battle of the Snoppenheimer, a nod to last year's hit film Oppenheimer. We're still trying to figure out the connection there.
It's all fun and games until somebody gets hit in the head with a snowball.
In the eye.
Right.
But they were smiling, and they had, some of them had
because
hats
it wasn't
off.
as cold.
It is not. They don't know what cold is.
Cold air is coming in their direction, though. Here's the live view from the Edgewater Sky Camp. Boy, it looks pretty out there, but first warned weather alert days in the forecast through Sunday morning for bitterly cold nighttime low temperatures and daytime high temperatures that won't be much better. Wind chill advisories in effect until 9 a.m. Wednesday for all of southern Wisconsin. Current temperatures. This is not AI. These are real temperatures. 1 degree in Madison, 1 in Janesville here in Dane County, 2 in Perry, and already down to 1 in Sun Prairie.
CBS Evening News coming your way next. We're back in 30 minutes with News 3 Now at 6.